أهلا وسهلا مشاهدينا الكرام، رجعنا لكم بعد هذا الفاصل. والحين عندنا لقاء مع ضيفة مميزة ما شاء الله. الأخت ايمان اعتنقت الاسلام في 2007 من سنوات ما شاء الله. هي طبعا من الجنسية الفلبينية ومقيمة هنا في عمان من سنوات طويلة. فالحين إن شاء الله تحكي لنا قصتها، كيف جاءت عمان وكيف أسلمت. السلام عليكم إيمان.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
How are you?
barakatuh. Fine, alhamdulillah.
It's nice to have you on the program today.
It's a pleasure. If it is for Allah's sake, it's always a pleasure with me.
Jazakallah khair. So of course, mashallah, you've been in Oman for I think about 16 years.
Yes.
And you converted to Islam, you told me, in 2007. Specifically, you said around the time of Gonu.
Exactly.
Was there a relationship with the cyclone and your conversion to Islam? Or?
That is a very very memorable for me. It is because it was June 6 exactly, Gono. It was early morning when I just woke up, like I want to go out and visit a friend of mine who lived in Roasco area. So I just decided at 7:30 in the morning to walk to her area, wherein the Roasco was flooded and the water was knee deep.
That's Rawasco in Rui
In
side?
Alper 33.
Oh, the same Rawasco.
Yes.
Oh, mashallah.
So I walked there, and the moment that I reached the place, her door, I knocked on her door, and the moment that she opened the door, you know what I uttered, brother? It's La ilaha illallah.
Subhanallah. And you're not a Muslim, right?
No.
Oh,
No. And then I was surprised because she was crying. And I was asking her, why are you crying? She immediately took a book and showed me the meaning of what I had uttered. And then at that moment, I pronounced the full shahada. She was telling me, like, you did your shahada unknowingly. So I pronounce it like La ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, and I cried and kneeled down. So that Gono is a very memorable to me because I was reborn on that day.
Subhanallah. And
Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillah. Of course, your friend was a Muslimah.
At that time, she was also a newly rebirth Muslimah. Because I just met my friend here in Oman. In fact, I have no plan at all working overseas. It is because during that time, I was already a college teen in Philippines, and I was earning enough for my family. Plus, I have business, and my husband at the time was already a system administrator. So the earnings is really,
Yes.
enough for us. But I believe that it's Allah's way of telling me to go here and join Oman and be a Muslimah. Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillah. I'll just give them a translation.
Yeah.
طبعا مشاهدينا الكرام، الأخت إيمان مقيمة في عمان من سنوات طويلة، من 16 سنة، وأسلمت في 2007 أيام جونو. وسبحان الله إسلامها متعلق بأحداث جونو. هي تقول أول يوم جونو تاريخ 6 من شهر 6 2007 طلعت من بيتها في الخوير، وحصلت المكان يعني عبارة عن فيضانات وماء وكذا، ووصلت بيت صديقتها. وطبعا إيمان، الأخت إيمان ما كانت مسلمة، وصلت بيت صديقتها اللي هي نفس الشيء من الجنسية الفلبينية، ونفس الشيء معتنقة الاسلام. هي كانت في ذيك الأيام مسلمة جديدة. فالأخت إيمان وصلت بيت صديقتها، ولما شافت الوضع قالت لا إله إلا الله، بالرغم من أنها ما كانت مسلمة. فصديقتها يعني شرحت لها يعني المعنى، وقالت أنت الحين يعني دون ما تعرفي نطقت الشهادة. فإيمان، الأخت إيمان يعني وصديقتنا يتكلمن عن موضوع الإسلام وكذا، ثم في نفس اليوم نطقت الشهادة وأسلمت، لله الحمد. So that's very inspirational,
Alhamdulillah.
of course. Alhamdulillah. And of course, there have been changes in your life, I assume, big changes since your conversion. What are some of the ways that you feel you have changed? What has Islam really added to your life?
The first thing that really changed is the way I view life itself, and the character. My character itself really changed, and then because I used to be a confrontational, being young, and you're in a position, you always make sure, you want to make sure that everything is perfect, and whenever there is a wrongdoings, you always confront people. But when I embrace Islam, Alhamdulillah, the way I see life, the way I handle and control my emotions, really change, and humility. Allah humbled me a lot, and I became more caring with others, the kindness, and being compassionate with other people. So that's really changed me, and the character, actually I became a better version of myself.
Alhamdulillah.
And eventually, when my character changed, my life itself changed. The struggles of life itself, it's the same when I was still a Christian. But the way I thank Allah for all the things that I have, and the blessings that I am receiving from Him, though there are struggles, but it's really different. It's because I feel more content. If I have,
Yes.
if I didn't achieve what I want, Alhamdulillah, Allah has a better plan for me. So that's how I really changed when I became a Muslim.
I have a similar experience. My personal experience is very similar to yours, in the same way that after I converted or reverted to Islam 9 years ago, I became a lot more positive. As you mentioned, the challenges, the hardships of life are still there.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
how we deal with them is what changes.
Yes,
And
true.
the character changes. And of course, that leads to changes in the person's life.
Yes, agree.
Subhanallah.
And also, one more thing is like the 5 daily prayers became the cornerstone of my life being a Muslim. I used to share my thoughts, my issues, my struggles with other people. But when I become a Muslim, I cried everything to Allah, especially my prayers and during tahajjud. When I used to feel bad, when I feel negative feedback, or negative negative words against me. But when I became a Muslim, I just kept quiet. I ignored all the negative thoughts, all the negative feedback, the negative comments, the criticism. But when it comes to my prayer, I shared everything to Allah. And Allah always guide me on how to do, how to manage people, how to deal with people. Whether you are non-Muslim, you're Muslim, especially with the other religions. It's because I became more careful. Because one thing that I also noticed when I embrace Islam is I do things for the pleasure of Allah. It's not to please anyone or to please myself. It's more of pleasure of Allah, and may Allah really guide me to become a better Muslim, inshallah.
إن شاء الله. طبعا الأخت إيمان تتكلم عن يعني التغييرات اللي صارت في حياتها بعد إسلامها، وتقول بأن صارت تنظر لكل تحديات الحياة والصعوبات بنظرة إيجابية. وأيضا تقول بأن يعني هذه التحديات وهذه الصعوبات يعني ما زالت موجودة، ولكن هي الحين تتعامل معها بطريقة مختلفة، تحسن الظن بالله، وبالآخرين، وتقول بأنها تحمد الله على كل شيء، يعني رغم المواقف اللي تصير، المواقف الصعبة والأزمات والتحديات والمصائب. فهي تقول بأن تغيرت شخصيتها بعد إسلامها، ثم تغيرت حياتها. وتقول بشكل عام يعني التغيير الجذري هو أنها تحمد الله على كل شيء وما تتضايق مثل قبل. كانت تتضايق كثير، ولكن الحين صارت يعني تغيرت وصارت تحمد الله على كل هذه المواقف. So I have a question.
Yeah.
With regard to learning the Quran and reading the Quran, obviously this is a challenge, I think, for many new Muslims.
Yeah.
How did you manage to, learn a new language, learn to read, and so on and so forth?
In fact, when I embrace Islam, it's not only reading Quran. It is because I am really an introvert person. So after learning the basic of prayers and reading the basic salah with the Arabic Quran, I stopped the joining the hidayah and as well as the classes in the mosque. My struggle now is because we have a community also in Philippines and also in here in the Oman. My struggle now is being joined with the non-Muslim. It's not being prejudiced or being racist. It is because I became more aware because sometimes you will be swayed because it's a peer pressure. They
Yes.
would tell you like, oh come on, you just join once, it will not it's not haram or thing. But of course, when you are learning and you don't have this strong community among your fellow kabayan, what we call it kabayan.
Yes, Philippine community.
Yeah, it's really, there's a possibility that you will have, you can turn back to your previous one. So that's my first struggle. So I ignored them. I joined YouTube, Mufti Menk, and yeah, all the YouTube, all the learnings that I have learned, teachings from the YouTube, as well as with the Hidayah and in the Grand Mosque. And when it comes to Quran, I have different types. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Allah really provided me resources, tools, and materials. I have English Quran, I have Tagalog Quran, I have Arabic Quran. So what I did, I read in Arabic, and then I checked it in English. I checked it in Tagalog. So those three I do have. So that's also I am sharing with other Muslimah that the struggles. Yes. So that's how I really perceived. I mean, I learned from the Quran.
ما شاء الله. That's great to hear. طبعا أنا سألت الأخت ايمان عن بعض التحديات اللي كانت تواجهها يعني بعد إسلامها، وهي تقول بأن أول شيء اللغة. وطبعا هذا الشيء ما سهل، يعني الشخص يعني يدخل الإسلام ويضطر أن يتعلم لغة جديدة، كيف يعني يقرأ بالعربي وينطق الحروف. مثل ما نعرف يعني هناك بعض الحروف، يعني بعض الحروف صعبة تعتبر يعني بالنسبة لغير العرب. فقالت بأن هذا كان تحدي، ولكن لله الحمد قدرت يعني مع مرور وقت تتجاوز التحدي هذا. وعندها مصحف طبعا باللغة العربية، بالإضافة إلى مصحف مترجم للإنجليزية وأيضا للتقالوج اللغة الفلبينية. فهي لما تقرأ بالعربي من المصحف، ثم تتأكد من المعنى بالإنجليزي، ثم بالتقالوج بالفلبينية. وتقول أيضا في أول فترة اضطرت أنها تنسحب نوعا ما من يعني خلينا نقول المجتمع الفلبيني أو الجالية الفلبينية، بحكم أن أغلبهم ما مسلمين. فتقول بأن هناك بعض التحديات، يعني خاصة في أول فترة هي أسلمت وأرادت أنها تغير بعض الأشياء في حياتها. فقالت هذا كان تحدي، ولكن باستخدام يعني بعض المحاضرات الموجودة في اليوتيوب بالإنجليزي. ذكرت مفتي منك اللي هو داعية ويتحدث بالإنجليزي ومحتوى كله بالإنجليزي، فباستخدام هذا المحتوى الدعوي قدرت يعني تتجاوز هذه التحديات. Sister Iman, thank you for coming on today. It's very, very nice to hear your story. And even for me personally, Gonu means a lot to me. I was not a Muslim, but I lived during Gonu.
It's nice.
So it was an interesting time, a difficult time, and yeah.
Yes, you're most welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. جزاكم الله.
Thank you.
إذا مشاهدينا الكرام، نشكر الأخت إيمان على هذا اللقاء وعلى هذه القصة الجميلة. الحين نطلع فاصل ونرجع لكم إن شاء الله.